Hello, hello. So today I want to share with you a little more detail about contouring. So we're going to call it Contouring 101. So we're going to go in and do things lots of different ways. All of our brushes, we have so many of them, are really good at contouring. You may discover that you have a preference. This one is definitely my favorite to contour. It's the Detail Hack. If you are worried about contouring, get this one. And even if all you get from this is how to contour, then I am really happy. Okay, so all of the brushes you can contour with different sides. So if you use the Buffy, you would contour with this side. You can use this edge to do your nose, and it really kind of gets in there and does a little contouring. If you have this one, you can use the small one to contour. It's really precise, or you can fluff it on and you're gonna get a really soft contour with this one. If you get the 30-second hack, you can contour. I like to contour with the pointy end. It kind of chisels it a little bit easier for me. You can pinch the sides to do your nose, or you can buff it on with the buff side. And you could do contouring with your blend and tap brush. You could just take the pointy, it's like a flat side, take the flat side and you can buff on contour that way. You can take a multitasker and you can take this side and do it. If you want really precise, you can get the small one. There's so many different ways to contour. The tool you use just depends on personal preference, but where you place it is the key. So I'm gonna go in, here's my contour. I use a color called Astoria. And if you're finding that your contour is just not powerful enough, like you feel like you're wanting a little bit more out of it, I suggest you get this color here called Shadow, and you can mix it in with your contour that you're using, and I'll just make it a little more intense. This is really ashy. I wouldn't put this on your cheeks alone. It's really good. It's meant for nose contour because it's so ashy and you want an ashier contour on your nose. But it will enhance and intensify your other contour if you get this one. So color is for your contour. We have many ranges and many shades for people with really fair skin to really dark skin. Okay, so I'm gonna start, and when I go in for my cheek, I kind of hold my brush on its side, and I just get the side of my brush with contour. I have done my highlight already, so like my foundation is on. I didn't put makeup here, and I didn't put makeup across my forehead. I just put the highlight where the highlight goes. And so that's already done. We got that out of the way. So what you first do is you find the top of your ear and you feel your bone. And I can feel my bone, it's right here. And that's where I wanna put my contour. You can see I have a natural shadow there already. So I'm just gonna follow that. I'm gonna end about my eye, and I'm gonna curve mine kind of towards my nose. I'm gonna go a little more horizontal because I have a thin face. If you have a more round face, you're gonna angle it more vertical and it's gonna go towards your mouth. You're still gonna stop it right outside your eye. You're just gonna angle it more downward as opposed to angling it towards your nose. So that's really key. If you have a more round face, angle it towards your mouth. If you have a smaller face, kind of curve it and angle it towards your nose. Okay, so you're gonna see how I do this. I'm just gonna stamp it on. I'm gonna get a pretty good amount just so you can see what I do. So see how I kind of curve it a little bit here towards my nose. What that's gonna do is gonna add extra volume on this cheek so that it pops out a little bit more. And that's really helpful because I have a really thin face and I want it to be lifted, but I still want that volume here. And especially when you get older, you lose the volume in your cheeks that give you that youthful appearance. So you can see how I ended it right here. You don't want to bring it into the smile line, so you got to stop it before any of that. And I keep it on the bone. I'm not sucking in and sticking it down here. If I was to suck in, I'd be putting my contour here and then my face would be dragged down, and we don't want that. So keep it on the bone, keep it lifted. No need to suck in your face and make a weird face when you do it. I kind of like this. Then we're gonna move on to the forehead. If you have a long face, you're going to want to bring your, like a big forehead, you're going to want to bring your contour pretty low on your head. If you have a more round face, you're going to want to keep the contour kind of just in these cups here. This way, this kind of like thins out your face and it doesn't look as wide and round, right? So make sure I'm going up into the hairline when I do this, because I don't want this separation of like a white scalp and then a dark contour. So you got to make sure that you're blending that up into the hairline as well. And I just bring it pretty low, midpoint. And you can see already my face starting to take shape. My eyes are standing out a little bit more just by doing that. By taking that away, it draws your eye to the light, which is here, and you see my face better. All right, then I'm gonna do my jaw. Okay, so my jaw, I'm gonna keep my head down and I'm gonna go from my ear down. I'm going under, I go straight. Don't follow, if you have jowls or things, or the skin that kind of hangs here, go straight across it. And it's just gonna thin that out and make it look like it's not there. If you have a more round face and you wanna chisel that jaw a little bit more, you can take it up just a little bit on top of your jaw, just to kind of hide it away. My face is small, so I stay underneath that bone. I do not want to come up because it's just going to shrink my face even more. But you can see, look at the difference between this side and this side. It kind of just defined where my face ends and where my neck begins and gives me more shape. And then we're going to do this side. Same thing. It just defines a separated thing and just gives my face more of that shape that I'm looking for. Okay, and then next I'm gonna contour a little bit under my lip. Wherever you see the natural shadows is where you would put contour. So your lips, you have a natural shadow here because of the fullness of your lip. So you kind of want to enhance that to make your lips look fuller. And then I'm gonna do my nose. So there's lots of ways you can do your nose. You can use your fingers and go down, or you can use the brush. I love this brush to do it because it's straight edged. Same thing, I just get the side of the brush and then I look down and I can see the lightness here, and I'm gonna go on the shadow. The closer the lines are together, the thinner your nose. So just like that, see? I just kind of stamped it. You can see how it's stamped on there. A very, very thin line. Too much contour here looks weird. So make sure that if you're doing this step, you don't get too much on it. And it's just very little. You need very little product to get the desired outcome that you're looking for. And then you just take it and really go down across my nose here. I kind of stop it here and then I bring it down like that. If you're wanting to have more of a rounded nose here, you can contour down a little bit along the sides of your nose, and it will just make that go away and this pop out more to give you more of that ball at the end of your nose. My nose is fine. It's crooked a little bit, but it's not too big. It doesn't really bother me. So I just want to define it. I just want to soften the line. It's a step that not everybody needs to take, but I find that I really love how it defines. I'm going back in with my brightening highlight just to clean up and make sure that that is good to go. All right. So now that that's been on my face for a little bit, I'm gonna blend it in. So the contour is a heavier consistency. You may find that you need to heat it up with a blow dryer for just a few seconds just to soften it if it's really cold where you are or it's been sitting somewhere that's really cold. So I'm just gonna go in. It's warmed up to my skin now, so it's gonna be way easier to blend. And I'm just gonna blend upwards. You never wanna blend down because you want it to lift your face. that you've got, see how this line, I got my contour down a little too low on this side? Great thing about creams, you can go in and fix it. So I can go in with another brush, whatever I used for my highlight, and I can just go in and clean it up and straighten it out. So that's the fun part about it. If you make a mistake, it's okay. Go back in and you can fix it. So just like that, we're all good. And now I'm gonna add some blush just so you can see where the blush placement is on it. So I'm gonna go in to this color here. It's called Cindy. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of pink. It goes above the contour. And contour my lips. So we're gonna go back into my contour. I'm taking the multitasker brush and we're gonna contour outside my line. So you can see my lip is here and then I've got like down here. I'm gonna go right outside my lip. I'm gonna do half my lip and so you can see the difference. With your lip color, see how much fuller my lip looks on this side compared to this side. It just really enhances it. So I'm going to go back. It's like a darker, like ruby-ish color on the inside of my lip. I just kind of create this natural looking lip. It looks really full and beautiful. So that's it for contouring. I've done. Hopefully that was really helpful. Hopefully you learned something. The biggest thing I would have to say is your contour and your bronzer are different shades. So like see how cooler these contours are, and this is my bronzer. So that's why your contours need to go under the jaw, like at the jawbone, or jawbone, the cheekbone, to create those shadows, because that's what contour is. It is enhancing the shadows, and when you bring in the highlights, it just creates that dimension that your face naturally has. And if you don't have those chiseled cheekbones, you can create them because it's natural to have a shadow when you have a chiseled out cheekbone. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please ask them. I'm happy to answer them. And